and the beers in the air.
Hey guys, this is Potiphar with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Upstart Goblin. Is it good? Is it bad? And what should we play it in a deck? What's good about it? Is it too bad of a cost? What deck should play it? What deck shouldn't play it? And stuff like that. Okay, so first what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what deck should play it. Well, actually, before we talk about that, what is Upstart Goblin? Upstart Goblin is just a card that basically allows you to draw one card at the cost of giving your opponent's life points 1,000, or giving your opponent 1,000 life points. There we go. So, what deck should be able to play this card without getting too much of a hit to themselves? You know, I suspect that Dark Worlds, being them as a really fast-paced deck, should be able to use this with no problem. Reason why? They get through their cards a lot faster. I know back in the past they used to be able to go through them like no problem, but now it's just, you know, since they got hit a lot. I'm not gonna lie, they got hit pretty badly a lot. But I mean, they're still a thing. Even though they're not consistent too much, they're still a thing. Another deck that I believe that it runs good with, but you don't necessarily need it, would be something like, let me get a card that I like. Yeah, Ghost Tricks. I don't have Value Card, don't have Dracula, so don't snipe against me. Ghost Tricks will probably use this in the future, but even with Primal Origins coming out, the sneak peek coming out this weekend, and the actual box coming out next weekend, or next week on the 16th, will actually be very good, which I'm going to be trying to get the sneak peek so I can get a video up for you guys. I mean, they have freaking Ghost Trick Parade, they have Ghost Trick for TCG, So Cute Boss. I don't know why they do that. It's called So Cute Boss. I don't know why they do that. Look it up. I'm not lying. So they have Ghost Trick Parade, which allows them to search through their deck through a lot of attacks, you know. And with the comboing of the protections, they can just go off. You know, these 2 protection cards in their whole deck. I mean, they just go off really fast. So just be aware of that. Yeah, Ghost Trick's definitely one card that or one deck, I should say, probably would want to run, you know, even just one copy of Upstart Goblin would be nice in this deck. But I'm not saying for that. But decks that probably won't be able to use this too much would be decks that mill out through their decks, such as Lightsworns. Lightsworns don't need Upstart Goblin. Reason why? Because they already mill through the deck pretty fast. So it's not like it's like saying, oh, here's a dead card, here's a free dead card. So yeah, there are decks that don't need it, there are decks that do need it, and there are decks that are just, you know, there and they just run it just because. Which I won't go into that because there's no need to. But we're not here just to discuss what deck should have it, what deck shouldn't have it. We're discussing if it's a good card or bad card. Okay, so basically I don't have the percentages of, you know, if a card, you know, if you play this card, what is the percentage of drawing the card you need? If you don't have it, you know, I don't have any of those stuff. If you want to do that, go check another guy's video. It'll be down in the description below. And then if you want to look at the database of which I read off of, it'll be also in the description below. So those 2 will be in the description. So basically, what I can remember is if you're playing 3 of these and you're playing, oh yeah, if you're automatically playing 3, you basically are usually playing 3 of these. If you're playing 3 of these and you're trying to get to, oh, where is it? A card that's at 1, Allure Darkness, and you run a 40 card deck, which is my Dark Walls. And you start out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's 34. Say you've already, let's say, there's already one card in the graveyard. Oh look, my other upstart. Okay. So let's say you have your 6 card hand, you've already done 1 card. Now you have, you have 34 cards, okay? And you draw into upstarts. Now, I guess this part right here is kind of conceptual because you would have to run a 39 card deck to have it 33. So just go ahead and ignore that 33 part. That's part 1 of, you know, kind of being self-explanatory right there, of kind of them being too cocky. So you put basically, okay, you draw over this. You put this 1 over 34, which would be, I guess it'd be like 1 point something. I don't even know. So being percentage-wise, it would probably be about a 0.1 of drawing the 1 card that you need. Oh, sorry. Drawing the 1 card of a limited card that you have using Upstart Goblin. While if you draw into a card that's 3, such as Gateway or Darkwood Dealings, Gates, you know, stuff like this, even Tribute to Doom, it's a more higher chance, like 0.27 or something like that chance. So it's like that. I mean, that percentage, what I get it from is the difference between if you run this and if you don't run it. So if you run this into a 40 card deck and you are playing this and you have 34, you have a 0.9 or 0.1%, or 0.10%, which would be notified as, of drawing this card next. That's basically how it is. But let's say you mill through your deck and you have only 27 cards left or 21 cards left, and you go and you draw into Upstart Goblin, you know, and you have, you have 20 cards left. And let's say you play Upstart Goblin. Now you have a 0.27 or something like that to get your number 1 card, and like a 0.7 something to get into your 3 cards. While everything else is like, I don't even know. But basically, Upstart does raise the chance of you getting a certain card, but it doesn't give you the good enough chance that you're going to get it. I mean, have there been occasions where I've run into points where I need to do Upstart Goblin and I get the card I need? Of course. Everyone has those streak of luck. You know, I'm not going to be hating anyone. The tone of my voice, I'm sorry about it, but yeah. There's just I mean, even though you do have that point whatever percentage to draw into that card using Upstart Goblin, does it mean that you take that chance? I mean, in my opinion, it probably wouldn't, but in anyone else's opinion who's trying to get through the deck faster, probably would. Now let's go over the good effects over it, because I know, like, what? The good effects? I thought that was the good effects. Actually, no, it's not, because that percentage was actually pretty low. The percentages are really what makes this card good or bad. I have a folded one, which is kind of stupid. But, you know, if anything, I would probably not play this too much. I try to stay away for Upstart or for, you know, Tour Guide. I try staying away from those cards. That's why I'm going into Ghost Tricks, and with my Ghost Tricks I do 1331, which is really kind of cool. So yeah. I'm trying to stay away from Upstart and Tour Guide, but you know, it's hard to stay away from them. They're like my candy. Ugh, candy. La, 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 la. So now time for the good stuff. The good stuff is you get to draw 1 card. So I mean, you do get the neutral, and it's better than nothing, you know. If anything, I would run this over Allure of Darkness, just because, you know, Allure of Darkness does have that effect of saying, you know, if you don't have a dark monster in your hand, you have to discard your whole hand, which is kind of stupid. So, you know, I mean, you could go neutral with it, but to some people, that neutral is being bad. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I want to go plus with Max C. I want to go plus with something else, but I don't want to go neutral. Neutral with anything is better than nothing. Like I said, you do have the higher percent, but I mean that percent is low, so I guess having that percentage is, you know, whatever. But for Dark Words, definitely that percentage is pretty really good. For Ghost Tricks, I don't know. That could be an if factor if you're really going on the wire. But for God Cards, yes, it's a fake God card, and it's pretty well damaged. You know, it doesn't even matter to me. This is a fake. Just nope. But yeah, it's just. Is it a good card to run? Yes. Is it a bad card to run? Yes. I'm not gonna lie. It's both good and bad. But does it have its advantages and does it have its disadvantages? Of course. Every card has its disadvantage and advantage. For this advantage, it's a 2700 beater, and it doesn't have to have much on the field. You can normal summon freaking this and pop it, special summon it straight to the field. The downside to it, for it to activate its first effect, it has to be discarded. So you have to get cards that discard and not cost. Cost, quote unquote, I call it timing. And positioning or whatever it is. And I know a lot of people talk about Reckless Greed, which will probably be my next format card discussion. Reckless Greed, I know a lot of people say, oh, run Reckless Greed, run 3 Reckless Greed. You know, run it. It's a really good card. You freaking +1 off of it. Yes, but if you're not running multiples of it and you don't have them in the same turn, what's the point, you know? Oh, I activate 1 Reckless Greed this turn. Great job. Now you have to waste 2 draws, and hopefully I don't OTK you in those 2 turns. So there's a lot of downfall for some cards. This one being the fact that, you know, you're giving your opponent 1,000 life points and you're just going neutral. But like I said, Dark Worlds don't really care about them freaking life points because they can go for any goddamn motherfucking thing they want because they are fucking Dark Worlds and you cannot beat Dark Worlds. So what's the point? Sorry. So what's the point of this whole discussion? The point is that cards such as that, you know, they are good, they are bad. There are good cards and there are bad cards. But you can't just say, oh, this card's good because you go neutral. Oh, this card's good because it's, you know, you get to draw a card for free. You know, there isn't a specific card that, you know, doesn't get stopped by something or isn't bad. There are cards that do stuff, and in my opinion, not every single card should be used. So is it a plus? No. Is it a neutral? Yes. Is it a good way to get your cards faster? Yes. So what's the moral of my story? Is it a good card? Is it a bad card? Yes. It is both a good and bad card. Reason why? Because you can't plus, you can't minus. You get your opponent life points, a low percentage of what card you're gonna get. And so yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, become a mate today, comment, rate, and I'll see you guys next time. Here comes the paw. Motherfucking marshmallows!